them on a winner, yeah, the believer.
Give thanks, so when me a bleed. Set speed, I carry on now. Big man in town, them shoulda know say me I keep it crown, yeah. Plant seeds, work feed. Well, enough of them want ready band. When the food gone so long, them run. And them can't be found. Still man fight the fight, me not giving. Day and night, me keep on building. Way of life, me breathe out, breathing. Oh, 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 oh. Tell them I'm a winner, yeah. Not pop down, not down, not turn in a sinner. Oh, man still a believer. Even if me get knocked down, me keep the bounce. Now see me front, you got me from a little and a grow. Come on a winner, yeah. Still a believer.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Trim and Profit Sports. This is Friday with the Fellaz. I'm your host, Sonja, joined by Trilla and JTrain. Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well today.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. I'm a little tired, but that's okay.
Yeah, definitely tired. All right. This is our July 25th edition. And so just like B and I did last night, want to wish my sister a happy birthday. Of course, celebrated on Tuesday of this week. Anissa, thank you for the likes, love, and support you always give throughout. And so happy birthday to you. Looking forward to seeing you on tomorrow with the family. And happy birthday to my niece Kamaria, who's celebrating her birthday on Monday, but we're having her party on tomorrow, turning the big 7. So, all right, guys, big news out of the NFL. Shamar Stewart finally gets this deal worked out. Congratulations to him and the Bengals. He will ink a 4-year, fully guaranteed contract worth $18.97 million, including $10.4 million signing bonus. This is according to Adam Schefter. You know, he's always the one that gives us the preview. Of course, he's a defensive end, and this has been a holdout the entire offseason since basically the fact around the time he was drafted. It's just been an up and down situation, but he's now set to join the Bengals 6 days after the team's rookies have reported for their training camp, because you guys know he was holding out. And there were rumors that he may go back into college, Texas, and come on back out into next year's draft. But now the Texas A&M student is officially part of the NFL. And what are you guys' thoughts on this? I mean, fully guaranteed is big. And then a signing bonus. I mean, he was talking about the financials of this whole thing as this is the reason why we're here. This is how we got here, thus the holdout, because of all these monies that were involved.
Go ahead.
I
think we're all exhausted. We're all exhausted from this particular debacle. I just really think I agree with B. Striller. It's just a little bit too much at this point. They finally did this. I don't think they should have done this in the first place. It sounds like just more shenanigans from the Bengals organization. The man gets drafted 17th overall. It's not his fault that you pick him. Don't try to pull some sham or bait and switch and give somebody a contract that's not fully guaranteed at that range when that's not the verbiage that you gave the last year's pick, and no one else is doing this. But it's something. So now you're going to pull like some sort of clause if the man's get in trouble or goes to jail. They said it again in the communication today that I read in an article on ESPN. Just saying they just don't want to have to pay for something if someone would go to jail for 4 years or something to that effect. Whoever Brown, I forgot. Brown is the I guess the GM, I believe. But that being said, it's not Shamar Stewart's fault that he was drafted at 17th overall. He's not the player that I would have picked, in my opinion, at that range. But he got picked. And I think you should pay him according to where his status is, where his draft status was, and that was 17th overall.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny how, though, you know, it is Cincinnati's fault for how this process went. But at the same time, Stewart's been sidestepping stuff. For instance, in the beginning of these contract negotiations, when he was PO'd about the whole situation with Cincinnati, it's not even about the money. It's about the language in the contract. But, dude, the language in the contract states that you're going to get more money and guaranteed money. So I don't want to hear that money issue. Okay, dude, it is about the money. It's not about all the top about what's in the contract, because Cincinnati did keep a lot of verbiage in their contract with him. So come on now. All I got to say in this case is Shamar better show that he is worth that pick this season. Okay. And all the confusion that both him and the Bengals went through. So that's all I got to say about that situation.
I mean, but they've guaranteed 4 years he's going to get paid regardless. So that's the thing that gets me. Like, even if he doesn't prove who he is, he's locked in.
Well, all the first round picks get that though. So
that's what to say. They all have to prove that. Everybody in the first round, everybody at whatever level you pick, they all got to prove that. I think that I want to say the Bungles. I might as well go ahead and say the Bungles definitely. The Bungles definitely need to make sure that they stop pulling these shenanigans, because now they got another player to deal with, and that's my man
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson. Yep. So
well,
one down, one to go.
And as they say, as soon as one enters, there's another exit. Offensive lineman Justin Pugh announces his retirement today after 11 years in the NFL. This is from the New York Giants. He turns 35 in August, and he announced his retirement on today. He says he's played there being in New York for 6 years of the 11 out of the NFL. And he said not too many players get to go out on their own terms. So after playing 11 years in the league, he decides rather than to do another one here, now that the training camps are starting, he just decides it's time for him to say he doesn't have it left in his tank. So literally his quote, not mine. So he said he started losing weight, started feeling good, and didn't want to do a 12th year. So congratulations to Justin Pugh. Wishing him definitely great health. I mean, he's talked about his own health journey. And, some people just get it in their mental spot, that this is it. I remember having Pat Williams on from the Minnesota Vikings, and I asked him, how do you know when it's time? And he said, you know when it's time. Like, it's great. Like he said, like Pugh said as well, it's great to be able to go out on your own terms and not be sidelined and forced out of the league because of a health issue. So congratulations to him. And of course, we've talked about it a little bit. Of course, Tyrann Mathieu leaving the New Orleans Saints after 13 seasons and with the Kansas City Chiefs. He spent, I think it was double times with the Saints, right? Like he was with the Saints and then played with the Chiefs and came back, or is just New Orleans home for him?
He was drafted by the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Houston Texans. He went to the Texans, and then he also went to Kansas City, and that's when he went to New Orleans. But what you're thinking of is he played at LSU.
Okay, that's the connection. I'm like, okay, I know it's kind of like home for him. So kudos to him. 13 seasons, of course. Him, leaving. It's just so ironic the time, and it's literally like, okay, here we are, almost at the first down, like for real. Next week, kicking off the Hall of Fame game and preseason, and I guess they literally, thought about it, prayed about it up to the very wire, and then they were like, okay, this is really it. It's almost like being on that ledge and deciding if you're going to take the jump or not. So congratulations to them, both of them, especially being in good health and getting that done. Of course, we talked about Trey Hendrickson still out there, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen with him now that he's still holding out for his new contract? He's doing this similar to what we saw last year with Chase. What do you guys think about that now that Shamar Stewart has gotten a contract?
I mean, if they're going to pay Shamar, they might as well pay Hendrickson. I don't know. Again, Cincinnati's just all over the place. It gets to a point in the season where you start getting exasperated talking about Cincinnati because they're. I don't know what's wrong with the state of Ohio. I don't know if it's the water that they're drinking there. I don't know what's going on, but Cleveland and Cincinnati teams are tripping over each other's feet. So I don't know what's going on with them. Hey, if you got a guy that has 17.5 sacks in the last 2 seasons, I think it would be imperative that you sign him, considering your defense is crap anyway right now.
Exactly.
So, well, I just think that they're going to meet somewhere. I remember me, you, and Jack talked about this last I don't know what day we talked about this. I forgot. I think it might have been Sunday. But I just think that they're going to meet somewhere in the middle. I mean, he wants that $40 million guarantee. I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think they'll probably get closer to 30, maybe a 2 to 3 year contract. He'll get 30. And that, to be honest with you, at this juncture of his career and where he's at, because I mean, again, he's not exactly a great run defender, but he is the sack master. So I think that he'll definitely accept that money and take it that way. And it'll be a drastic improvement of what he's getting now at 14 to 15 million a year.
Yeah, big improvement. And the main thing that you want to do is make sure that you, with this being said, with solidifying the numbers on these rookies coming in, you want to make sure you protect your vets. Your vets are the ones that's going to get you these game winners right now because they know the game. They've already acclimated to the league. With that being said, Buffalo is making sure that they preserve Joey Bosa during training camp. They got him just recently here as a pass rusher, and he has a history of injuries, you guys. So they have to make sure that they're managing all of his reps, all of his workouts and what have you during the training session to make sure he's ready to go when it really counts. And of course, they're thinking that this is going to be their igniting, their spark, their fire that gets them deep into the playoff runs and perhaps to the Super Bowl next year. Of course, he's still recovering from a calf injury that he sustained in the offseason. So as soon as the season was over, I don't know how you get this, I guess at home or whatever, he's got a calf injury that he's recuperating from. So yeah.
These Bosa brothers need to change their name to the Broker brothers. They stay broke.
Yeah.
They both of them are broker. Those knees, tissue, everything. He's always something, man. And these are legit players. They're great.
Yeah.
Both Bosa brothers can play. I mean, especially Nick in San Francisco, but they sustain injuries, man. They're just wow. I guess you got to contend with that. And what kind of contract did he get? Did he get like a $10 million guarantee or something, or 12, 15, something like that?
What was his contract? Joey Bosa, because I know we talked about that. Let's see what we got on him.
A 2-year contract. Actually.
It was more than it was definitely more than the one, that's for sure. Because like they did Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so right now he's got a $12.61 million contract, guaranteed $12 million, fully guaranteed at signing, with a signing bonus of another $9 million. Then he has an annual average salary, of $12,610,000 and $3 million base salary for this year, right here, 2025. Another $9 million for the signing bonus and $100,000 for his workout bonuses. His cap hit is going to be at $5,320,000 though, and his potential max value is up to $15.61 million with performance-based incentives for sacks and play times. This is the thing that's crucial, though. The contract includes 4 void years for salary cap purposes, which helps to spread out the signing bonus and reduce the cap hit that they would have taken when they first signed him on.
So how many years is it for? 2?
Yeah, it looks like it's just 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Nope, sorry, 1. 1 year. 1 year.
Right.
And
he's already hurt out the gate.
Yep. So he got a 1.
They just replaced.
Real popular.
They just replaced one hurt person with another hurt person because remember
Bond, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got Shaq too. From Carolina. That's where he went.
Yep. Yeah, our defensive guy. It still hurts to talk about it. I wasn't going to even bring him up. But Shaq is a hitter, but he's had some injuries too, and he was the last of the veteran of the Super Bowl team that we had. By the way, shout out, happy birthdays for today to my quarterback, Bryce Young. And also, this is another fact that I didn't know, Alvin Kamara's birthday is today as well. So he turned a big 33 and he turned a big 30. Sorry, he's 30 today. A little bit older than Bryce, but they share the same birthday, JTrain. Wow, that's super cool.
Yes, both Leos.
Yeah. So listen, guys, the Seattle Seahawks, you guys know they released Noah Fant. I'm still kind of shocked about that ahead of training camp. And they cleared the way for $8.91 million cap. Everybody's trying to get under the cap. So so they could set up competition at certain positions. But the running back, Kenneth Walker III, and wide receiver, Torrey Horton, were now back full participants in practice after dealing with injuries. So the verdict is not out. You can put that cup down. We're getting really nauseated. I mean, we saw it the first time, and I think a big block went across the screen to block it. Like it just blacked it out. It just blacked it out. It just blacked it out. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry, JTrain. I mean,
hey, by the way, with your Noah Fant, the reason why I was pointing to JTrain is because he had a visit with the Saints today.
Yeah, but I hope Noah makes wise decisions, and one of them would be not to waste your time on a team that has lost everybody. But I don't know what does your mascot look like? Do you guys have a mascot?
He's a Saint.
It's a
just
it's like a dog. No, it's a dog with the helmet on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the person walking around, but yeah.
I've got to look for. I mean, I always see people, Cyborg and all them.
Yeah, but I mean, those super fans, but yeah, it's like definitely like a dog with the helmet on. But there's obviously the Florida Lee is the main thing.
Yeah, I thought it would be like an angel or something, saint, like a real saint. But guess you guys got to work on that too. So, anywho, yeah. All right, what's going on with you guys' training camps before we go to the next segment? Trilla, was anything else going on up there in the D-Tweezy?
Well, after going out of camp yesterday with some problems, Terry and Arnold came back, and also Derek Barnes. They're both back in practice. So nothing really. Everything is still cool. They're still working on Anzalone's contract. He's still participating in training camp, though, so that's a good thing. Other than that, I mean, really nothing much. They're talking about, we had Kazir White in as a linebacker visit.
Yes.
And to tell you the truth, I'd rather have Kazir than Anzalone. That's just me, though. Anyway,
sounds like a bunch of
he came to visit.
Zones.
He came to visit, and then they're talking about getting Matthew Judon. I'm like, well, if you're going to try to get Matthew Judon, you might just sign Zadarius Smith because, I mean,
facts.
Potato, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts over there.
But other than that, nothing really major in our training camp right now.
JTrain, what's going on down in the New Orleans?
Well, we just talked about Noah Fant. The reason why they're trying to get another guy in there is because two of their guys started on the PUP list, and that's Taysom Hill and
that's wild.
What's the guy's name?
What's wrong with Taysom?
Well, for one, Taysom is just older, and I just think that it's not an anchor, my brother. It is a Florida league. A Florida league.
What is he saying?
He's saying that the Florida League looks like an anchor.
No, it does not.
It's upside down. It kind of does.
Yeah, I guess.
He's goofy. But yes, I would say right now they could use him. They got Juwan Johnson as their starter. That's inked in right there. But if something happens to him, we lost Dallin Holker. He retired. A guy just undrafted last year. He decided to retire. He didn't really get much playing time last year, and I guess he's just got better things to do in life, and I can't blame him. Hats off to you. But we could use another tight end. We got a rookie that we drafted, but that's it right now. The other two guys, Foster Moreau and Taysom Hill, are on the PUP list, and so dealing with soft tissue injuries. And of course, Taysom Hill is just older. He's going to be 36, I think, somewhere around there. 35, 36. Yeah, he's been around a minute.
Wow, it didn't seem like he's played so many different roles. It's kind of.
But Taysom is started late in the game. He's Mormon, so he didn't. He had to do his due diligence and then come play football afterwards. So he got. I think after he did his 2 years. As if you're Mormon, they have like that rite of passage or something. They have to do like a pilgrimage for 2 years, and so he did that. And
did he go to Brigham Young?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
he went to
Okay,
Brigham Young.
that's definitely a Mormon school, BYU.
Yeah,
Yep.
34
So
is how old he is right now.
he's 34. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I mean, it's still up
No,
there
you're good.
for. Yeah. Yeah. But with that said, we're trying to get another guy in the mix, and hopefully we got him. And of course, as you said, my man retired, which is um, Tyron Matthew.
Hmm.
But they already knew this in advance, and they got another guy in, and that's Julian Blackman, which I like that pick. I think that he's going to be a really good fill-in, and he's going to play great next to the to Reed that we got out of the free agent that we got out of Kansas City. And
That's
of course, right now, I know I always like to refer to B. Striller about talking about training camp and OTAs and everything like that. But right now, the rumblings is that uh, Spencer Rattler is leading the
I
pack
was
right
just
now
about
as
to
far
ask you about him.
he's leading the pack right now as like he looks the most comfortable out of all the quarterbacks, and he's lighting it up actually. So I don't know if that's a is that a problem with the defense because we don't have Marshawn Lattimore and Paulson Adebo anymore, but we definitely have some young guns in there. I think we're going to be good. It's just a changing of the guard. You're slowly seeing the changing of the guard there. I think we still got some great veterans still that are still there in the mix, and we mixed coupled with some great rookies and some great second year players in there. I think the Saints are really going to surprise some people. They're picked as the last team, but I really think they're going to surprise some folks, and I'll be glad. And then with the main thing I like is the head coach is, and he's got the players excited. I haven't seen him excited like this in a while. I'll be honest with you, not since Sean Payton. So
You're reading my mind because I was literally going to ask you realistically. I know we give you a hard, at least I give you a hard time. Unless, if there's a Falcon fan in the mix, then I team up with you and ride with you, JTrain. But for the most part, I just, rep my squad here, the Panthers. Legit as a fan, I mean, like you're saying, you're excited. You see that the spark is back. Since Sean Payton has left, you guys haven't seen that. Do you honestly really feel like, that the Saints will be very competitive for the division, if not for more in the playoffs?
for this season, I think they'll be competitive. I like to see a range. I see a range of maybe 7-9
Okay.
to 11-7. That
Oh,
potential, I
wow.
can see a 4 game swing. It's just close games, probably because of how young they are, but and probably how competitive the division will be. But I could see them losing some close games as well to be at a losing record and not do well to get to the playoffs.
Yeah. How do you see you guys? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. I said no. Why does he decide to
You
climb
on
up here?
behind camera.
I'm gonna show y'all some pictures afterwards. He's been staring at the screen the entire time this time, which B, you always get on him because he never looks at it. But he's literally had his chin down like this, looking the whole time until a minute ago. I'll send y'all pictures later. But anyway, so for the South, where do you think that the Saints will fare in the South? As far as 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't believe you guys will be at the bottom, right?
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so. I think that, but I think it'll be competitive enough to where they could end up at the bottom, or they can end up second. And I mean, it'd be a long shot to hit first, but I just really think
Who do
it's
you,
a
who
good.
do you think would be first if you had to?
I hate to give it to uh, the repeat champions. That when I know I was gonna be sure
Tampa?
or be Strilla's thing and talk to that dude, whoever that dude is for Tampa Bay. But yeah, I might have to give it to them again.
Okay, so you're talking about Boogeyman. I had him on. You talking
Oh
about he was
yeah,
listen, he is delusional. I mean, anyone that runs around as an adult and calls himself that, it lets you know they still believe in the Boogeyman. They believe in
oh, he
weed.
calls himself that literally after you make that up.
No, that's his character name, Boogeyman.
Oh my
His
goodness.
name's freaking Jerome. Okay, go figure. So anyway, um, and he's from Alabama. So another just a trifecta of mistakes that
Oh,
lose.
he's from LA.
He's from Alabama. AL.
No, when I say LA, that's Lower Alabama.
Oh yeah, probably the LLA, the lowest lobe of Alabama. I think he has a flashing light in his home.
Mobile. He's from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, not
That
even
Lower Alabama,
Mobile.
that's that Forrest Gump IQ level line.
Absolutely. He probably lives on a floating piece of dirt that's off the coast of Alabama.
Anybody that's watching this
He's from
show,
Grainbow. He's from Grainbow.
anybody watching this show from Lower Alabama,
We're sorry.
we apologize.
This is not for you. This is just for
I do not. Coming from LSU in Louisiana, I do not. And I can't say we fare much better in Louisiana with Bobby Boucher and everybody else. But I think we might have a little bit more than the Lower Alabama folks.
Mama told me, but Mama said. Yeah, so anywho, as long as you know what, JTrain, I'm gonna be honest with you. As long as we're not talking about no one that flies around with wings, I'm okay with it. It's just they are delusional. Me and B talked about this, and I could have a whole show probably just sitting here with nobody else on the stage but me, talking about how I wish they would just get it through their heads. It's not even about me not liking the team. It's just be reasonable, be logical. You're not winner caliber yet. You were not winner caliber last year when you got Kirk Cousins, and you told everybody, even people sitting up there on ESPN, this is their year. Don't be surprised when you see them back in the Super Bowl. And I wish Mac was still here. I was the only one. JTrain, you remember this? I was the only one saying, yep, I'm not sold on it. Yep, I'm not sold on it. And sure as the day is long, I was right. Now, I hate to say that because people say that's so bad when you be like, well, I was right. In this incident, I was. And I know a lot of Falcon fans watch this show because I have a lot of friends here in Atlanta and they like to disappear, but boo in advance. We will sweep you. We will mop you. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to the show. All right. Good job,
Kevin, if you're watching, Kevin, wherever you are.
Yeah, Kevin don't even want to come on the show until he knows I'm not going to be available a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this. After next Friday, even though I have my little event on next Friday, I will not be having classes on Friday. So I'll be on a standing person on Friday night. My schedule is only conflicted for next Friday. All right, let me ask you guys' thoughts on this. I'm not going to even read this the way it's supposed to be read. Donald Trump, so I'm not going to put the title, T-Rump, signed
47.
an executive order. What you say, Trilla?
47, that's what I call him.
Yeah, I don't even want to give him a numerical value. He's negative 47. Signed an executive order in crayon today aimed at college sports, seeking to prohibit third-party pay-for-play payments and clarify that athletes are amateurs, not employees. This order also directs athletic departments to maintain certain scholarship numbers for women's and Olympic sports and aims to address name, image, and likeness deals. So looks like he done got it. You know, we was talking about this thing is out of control, right? You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. So now he's putting himself into this. Do you guys think this is a way to like control this? They're saying this is because of the uncontrolled booster spending on a state-by-state basis for these NIL. He's saying they've been disruptive. I don't know why you would insert yourself into this.
Just go ahead and ratify amendments and bring back slavery. Why don't you? I mean, I just think that this is goofy. I mean, you really don't want these guys to make money. I mean, they were, I hate to even say oppressed, but this has been a long time coming for these guys to get paid. Now, should you figure out a way to regulate things? Yes, but that's the far extreme for him to go that direction and say to take it away from them after they've gotten paid. They deservingly so, because you want the big guys, the big NCAA to make hand over fist and these guys not make any money off of their backs at all. They're off of their own backs. And again, let's keep it real about football. Football is the one that we're paying for scholarships for everybody else. Okay, besides basketball, football and basketball is paying for the scholarships for the other people who go so they can play volleyball. You can play golf, tennis, and all these other sports. That's where the money was coming from. If people don't out there in sports world don't know that, that's where that money's coming from. They make hand over fist revenue coming in. It's a $1 billion industry, multi-billion-dollar industry, college now, and he doesn't want them to have any share of that revenue at all. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, he's saying, according to CBS Sports, the White House's announcement calls for federal action to restore order, citing the patchwork NIL laws in place in individual states. It also asserts that some universities are relying on outside supporters to field rosters worth more than $50 million, particularly in football. So yeah, he about to reel this thing in. So you remember how we always talked about, yeah, they should be paid, but how do you control the amount? Well, don't ask me why. This is the White House's business, but it is now. Yeah, CBS Sports for the story on that.
First of all, in 47 like manner, he's totally flipping the wrong way how this is supposed to be handled. Instead of trying to suppress players' money, they should be going a whole different route. They need to stop doing these contracts that are, stop transport the portal thing. They got to stop that. That stuff's got to be eliminated. Then they got to have some contracts, some legitimate contracts. If they're going to get paid money, they need legitimate contracts for like 2 or 3 years initially, because you can have fifth-year seniors. You can have somebody that plays for 3 years, doesn't feel like their school is doing them a justice in where their position is at, and they can go to another school for 1 year and play in that position. I'm not. It's like dealing with a toddler in this instance with this whole situation. All the time he does this. He tries to overdo things. He's trying to overdo things, and it doesn't need to be that overdone. All right, we already know that the athletes should have been paid for a long time ago. All right, that's already been solved for right now, but we just need some regulations within the NIL. What it used to be the NIL. That's all that we need is regulations. Other than that, I think it's fine the way it is. Pay the players.
Well, he's going to stop like third-party pay-for-play. So I guess that would be like Nike, Gatorade, these third-party companies that come in. Is that what they're saying?
These boosters. He's trying to eliminate the boosters. So, and the crazy thing is, the boost, all you're going to do, you're going to bring it back to under the table, because that's they were giving the money anyway before that. You're going to just push it right back to that same level. You said pay for play. They're still going to get paid for what they were doing. It's just going to be under the table again. With that said, I agree with mostly what B. Trilla said, but I slightly disagree with taking away the portal. I think they need to ratify it a little bit or change it a little bit, meaning if you're in a league at a minimum of 3 years, maybe you should maximize. Cut it off to where you say, okay, 1 or 2 port transfers. That's it. You can't transfer any more than that throughout your career. I think you should give them that, maybe 1 to 2. If it's 1, fine. And they'll figure out which way to use it if they really need it. And they'll figure out a way to go ahead and play, because it's going to force players to say, I'm going to have to do better and be competitive where I'm at and play and try to get that position and earn it, versus like, oh, if I didn't get this, I'm just going to, you're not teaching them adversity. They're not learning adversity. If they just constantly just pick up and go and go and go. If I don't get what I want here, I'm going to go there. But at the same time, it worked out for some players like Cam Ward. Cam Ward had been, and Michael Penix Jr. He had injuries, legit injuries, and he went to another school and balled out. So did Cam Ward. He went to different schools in Cornet Word. He went to a couple other schools, and then he ended up at Miami and balled out and got first draft pick overall. But those are the minority. No pun intended. Those are the minority of the situation. The majority just flip and go, and they just making their little money here and there.
They're abusing the system. That's what
they're abusing the system for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's crazy. I I don't like that the White House got involved. I'm gonna be honest. If these corporations want to pay these players, they are making billions of dollars. These athletes are working for it. I mean, like you said, it's just gonna go back to under the table. And let's be clear, at the end of the day, it boils down, excuse me, to regulating finances. That's what it's all about. Making sure that that money flows through so that they can adequately pay taxes. And they're saying that they're going to be these orders, excuse me, have to go into a structured situation where everybody's stuff is going to be evaluated now. So if you're getting that and they're saying anybody who doesn't want to follow those criteria, then they're going to start withholding federal funds from those schools.
I mean, stop dipping your, because you're not successful before when you were in a USFL with the New Jersey Generals. Stop using that as a catalyst for every other thing that you want to do as a president. Okay, leave sports alone. Obama didn't mess with sports. Biden didn't mess with sports. Bush didn't mess with sports. Stop. Just stop. You know, leave it alone. Like the Commanders thing.
I was about to bring that up. He's getting ready to. He's talking about
change it to the Redskins. Then I'm going to have to not have stop them from building another state. I said, dude,
yeah,
it's a privately owned company.
Yeah, but he's put it so they're looking for a new stadium. He's talking about blocking federal funds as well as any taxes that would be allocated to go, because when people get new stadiums, they use some of the taxpayers' money to go towards that, revenue that comes into their city. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he said he's going to block it if that happens. He said that he's going to put a restriction on any deal for the Commanders to build a new stadium if they don't change their name back to the Redskins. And the Commanders are currently in discussions with DC right now for a potential new home at the old RFK Stadium site. So the fact that he's so into everything, he's even, this is kind of nauseating, but I have to tell you guys, he's even launched a campaign called MIGA, MIGA, Make Indians Great Again. So not MAGA, but MIGA.
Look at my MIGA. I'm going to tell you this, my MIGA. Right. You're showing your true colors under all that orange.
Yes, he is.
Just chill, man.
Of course, Josh Harris, the new owner, he's consistently stated they have no plans to, revert back to the Redskins name. And he's indicated that the organization will honor the past, but move forward as the Commanders, no matter what Trump has said. And Trump's comments, though, social media is very powerful. We didn't have to worry about this, y'all, when we were growing up. Now it's like you see something on the news and you turn it, growing up, we would see something on the news, we would turn it off, or word of mouth if you're from a small area. Now, if there's one picture out there, it goes viral. If there's one comment out there, it goes viral, and there's no taking it down. Trump's reactions and comments have reignited now, because this has been back and forth for a while, because they haven't been Commanders too long. But now it's reigniting this debate around Native American imagery in sports. And while some fans are supporting this, Native American leaders and organizations have voiced strong opposition to this, including that it is a racial slur. You remember we all talked about this like a week or two ago. And the White House press secretary has confirmed that Trump's comments were serious and that he will do anything in his power to ensure that this name gets reverted back to the Redskins during his presidency.
First of all, if he wants to make Indians great again, and let's protest, they're American natives. Okay. First off, they're not Indians. They're American natives.
They're not from India.
Second off, if you want to make them great again, give them some of their land back.
Oops, we're about to get cut off the air.
Second of all, dude, federal funds usually don't go to stadiums. It's usually state and city funds that do that.
But that's what he's saying. He's going to vamp himself into that.
He can't do nothing. He can't do nothing about that unless, you're basically calling yourself, a dictator in that case, because you're overdoing what the American Constitution allows state and federal governments to do. So if they want to build their stadium where the RFK stadium used to be, and they have state and city funds to do that along with their own funds, then they should be able to do that. It's still a privately owned company. Doesn't make a difference. You're not owned by the federal government. You're owned by your own institution within another institution, which is the NFL. And I'm sure Goodell is like, he's sitting back there like, you know what? Somebody ought to slap this guy right now. And you know, I'm not a big supporter of Goodell in the first place, but I would side with Goodell in this whole situation because dude, leave it alone. Just because you fail at everything in life doesn't mean you have to bring your failings on the rest of the world. Okay. Just sit your butt in the office. And that's the reason why he does so good too. You got the social media thing. Mm-hmm. He knows how to manipulate social media. And that's the reason why he's be able to have been sitting in that office the last 2 or 3 terms. So
to have the musty balls to create mega. I mean, that's crazy. How do you even just come out and say that?
I can barely say it, and I know it's not pronounced MIGA.
Well, it could be pronounced MIGA, but it's ridiculous either way.
It's my mega.
Yeah, it is. It is. Speaking of,
I would think that would offend Native Americans more than the name itself.
Oh, without a doubt.
Let me tell you guys. So I'm originally from Robinson County, North Carolina, which is heavily saturated with the Lumbee Indians, Lumbee Native Americans. And T. Rump came to the area, and I'm from a small area, and I know I got a lot of people watching, so y'all, I'm just gonna keep it real. He visited the area where I went to college and everything, which is in my hometown, Robinson County, and basically said he was going to give recognition for Native Americans who were waiting to be, recognized, because they have this thing. If you're 8% Native American, you're supposed to be getting some type of reparations or what have you. Anyway, he supposedly made this happen. And so he has reignited. The Lumbees love T. Rump. They love him. Most of them from where I'm from are the reason why North Carolina was swayed and they voted for him, because it's saturated with a lot of Native Americans throughout the state, and especially in that area. And so they love him. It's probably going to go right over their head that they're being referred to as MIGAs or MIGAs or whatever. But this is what they wanted, and this is what they got. So I just think, like you said, we never saw anybody else insert themselves into sports. Sports is supposed to be something we have for fun, entertainment, and these young athletes work hard for what they have, and they deserve it. And if there's a company or corporation that wants to reach out to them and pay them, let that be their business. That is not anybody else's business to ascertain whether or not they should be paid and what they're being paid. And so that's my take on that. Another retirement, guys, before I just realized that.
Did I just say one more thing on this?
No. Go right ahead.
I agree with Brent, and I'm going to let you know something too.
Yeah.
When they took a poll of Native Americans that found that offensive, they did not. They did not find it offensive. They actually there's a grouping of Native Americans that want the Redskins to be changed back to that name, and people are also misled about that name. The reason why they call them Redskins when they originally created the team, remember there was a Potomac tribe that they named that team after. That's the reason why the Redskins are named that, from the Potomac tribe that was there, way before everybody else was, obviously. So, I mean, if they don't have a problem with it, if Native Americans do not have a problem with the name being changed back to Redskins, I'm for whatever they want. But President Trump should not be the one that, is the man that says anything about it. He's not a Native American. He's a native, orangutan. I don't know what you want. He's orange. I'm just going to put that.
He's Cheeto mixed with whatever's left over that should have been flushed down a toilet.
President Cheeto.
He should have been flushed down a toilet before he was even fully conceived. Anyway, all right. Jordan Hicks, guys, more Brown news. Announced his retirement, the 3rd round, now 84th, let's be clear, 84th overall pick. He says he's been playing football 23 years, so I guess he was 10 because he's 33 right now. But he said after that, he's hanging up his cleats. Of course, drafted in 2015 by the Browns, and so he's hanging up his cleats today, which stunned the Browns, who have been, really all over the place with their quarterback situation, and they're in the early days of training camp, just like everybody else. And so, of course, he expressed his appreciation to teammates, coaches, fans, and family. But the timing and the absence of this, y'all, is going to be really big. He had been absent the first 2 days of the training camp anyway, and he listed it as personal reasons. So they just basically probably thought, maybe he's just taking a couple extra days. And then he shows up and boom, I'm out, guys. Like, talk about 2 weeks notice, more like 2 days notice, and then I'm out. His retirement leaves a significant void for the Browns linebacker room. This team was already facing a lot of concerns at that position because Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is out for the entire 2025 season with a neck injury. And Hicks was supposed to be providing veteran leadership. We talked about the importance of having vets here with these rookies acclimating for their first season and potentially even be starting for the role for the second season with the Browns. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like he's been sitting on the shelf a little bit anyway, and they were just going to, kind of polish him up and bring him back out there because they needed him. But he played 10 seasons in the NFL after being drafted originally by the Eagles in the third round. I need to clarify that. The Eagles grabbed him at number 84 in the third round. And he also played with the Cardinals, the Vikings, and then came to the Browns. Over his career, he's played 134 games. 131 of those were starts. 952 total tackles, 16 and a half sacks, 13 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, 53 passes defended, and he also got him a ring with that 2018 Philadelphia Eagles team. So he's not going home empty-handed. But this is, he's had a solid NFL career. He was well respected, especially with his leadership and his tackling ability. What do you guys think this means for Cleveland now? I mean, they are like going doo-doo brown fast.
Well, I mean, when you say 23 years of playing, he said 23 years of playing football.
Yeah,
professional football.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He must have been playing since he was about 10.
10, yeah.
23
most kids,
only 33 as a kid.
Most of those guys do.
Yeah.
But this goes back to what we were talking about before. When your body tells you, it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. And that's basically the case for most professional football athletes that retire, within a 10 to 12 year span, because it's, your body is not going to be the same. And maybe he just didn't feel like his body is going to be able to take another season of football. He only played 12 games last year. Mm-hmm. So that's probably, when you do that, you start saying, well, that might be a telltale sign my body's saying, this ain't going to happen for too much longer. So I got to go.
Yeah. JTrain, your thoughts on that?
Good luck to you, brother.
Yeah, why y'all wait for training to say I'm out? You've been off all season. Like, do they get paid in the off season? Are they collecting checks still? Is that what it's about?
I mean, the contracts are set up to where they know how much money to get or retrieve from them if in the event they decide to retire. So it's they understand. It's just like a contingency plan in place for when he's got elected to retire. And I'm pretty sure he was in the portion of his contracts where he wasn't getting guaranteed money anyway.
Yeah, he's
so he probably.
I said they were going to call it tomorrow.
I mean, I don't blame the guy. I mean, I don't blame any NFL player when they retire. When they retire, they feel it's necessary to retire. They retire. I mean, so if they put everybody's talking about, oh, well, the organization's got to circle around and do this. Well, you know what? Oh, well, as many things as the organizations do to these players in the first place. Oh, well, figure it out.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Got some, you guys got any more NFL news before I segue to the next points that we're just going to run through real quick?
Not really.
No news. All right. The Cincinnati Reds started their 3-game interleague series tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. Nick Martinez is going to be starting for the Reds, has started for the Reds, facing Zach Little for the Rays. The Seattle Mariners have acquired Josh Naylor in a trade. Congratulations to them. Houston Astros placed their left handler Brandon Walter on the injured list with an elbow inflammation. New York Mets bolstered their bullpen by acquiring lefty Gregory Soto from the Orioles. And my Atlanta Braves have activated third baseman. Welcome back, Austin Riley, from the injured list. Super excited about that. Welcome to him. In NBA news, something we rarely talk about, the Indiana Fever defeated the Las Vegas Aces 80-70, snapping their 2 games losing streak and improving to 13-12 on the season. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with 21 points, while Natasha Howard and Aaliyah Boston both recorded double-doubles. Now, the Fever have been a little bit different without Caitlin Clark, but they did make a statement that says she hasn't had any additional injuries. She's still rehabbing, but there's still no timetable for her to return. Fever guard Sophia Cunningham announced that she was fined by the WNBA for a TikTok post about criticizing some refs. Now, guys, I saw that. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. There, TikTok is going to be the downfall of a lot of people. Sophia put this TikTok out there. And B, I think you and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Not from, was it Sophia? Was it the same TikTok?
No, it's Caitlin Clark. It was Caitlin Clark's brother.
Talking about she was gonna go to the league on the refs. Well, it looks like Sophie tried to follow suit and has now been fined by the WNBA for that TikTok post. Only $500. I mean, I don't know. That might be a lot.
That's half her check. Weekly check.
I forgot the WNBA, not the NBA. So yeah, that's just how it goes. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's best not to put things on social media. And this is just going to be a learning for her. Like you said, it's half her check. At least it's her game check, at least. WWE SmackDown tonight is incorporating some women tag titles matches between Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss against Flair and Bliss, as well as face-off before SummerSlam. Now, y'all know we grew up watching SummerSlam, involving Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes is also set to appear ahead of his WWE Undisputed Championship match against John Cena at SummerSlam. So, all you wrestling fans, it's time. It's time to lace up. Let me ask you guys, speaking of wrestling, not really a fight, before I plug into the UFC night card fight is going to be Robert Whittaker versus Ranier de Ridder, the middleweights in Abu Dhabi. What are you guys' thoughts about this Carisha versus Layla Ali fight that's about to come up?
Layla Ali's coming back to fight?
Yeah, so $15 million. Supposedly it's this whole back and forth with Carisha, Papoose' girlfriend, saying
Shields.
Yeah, Shields.
Yeah, Carisha.
She wants
Carissa Shields.
She's the GOAT. And they said it's really because Layla's been pumping this up. It's really not Carisha herself. What do you guys thought on that?
Carisha did do this herself too. She's got as much say in this whole situation than Layla does. Carisha is she's from here. She's from Michigan, and she has a tendency to run her mouth a lot too. So she's real good at that. And she's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong; she is a very good fighter. But I think you need to pick your battles a little bit better. I know Layla is long in the tooth in the boxing industry, especially women's boxing at the moment. But it's kind of like, don't pick a fight with Auntie, because Auntie might kick you behind. And I kind of feel that this might be one of those instances that Layla, because Layla is, she comes from a boxing background. So, I mean,
she's skilled. That's what she said.
She's skilled.
She said Carissa Shields is a good fighter, but she said there's an art to fighting, and I know art. And she said, I look at you, I can see why you don't knock out your opponents. But with that said, man, when you say a little longer than 2, 47 is a lot longer than boxing.
Clarissa. I'm saying Carisha.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
that's okay.
Clarissa Shields.
I just wouldn't fight if I was Ali. Not at 47. I just think that's just way too old for anybody. I don't care who you are, male or female. It's just way too old to come back and try to box. Even you see the how tough it was for Manny Pacquiao coming back at 40. What is it, 43, 44? He's somewhere around there, and he had a tough fight with Mario Barrios. I'm not. He held his own, but this is one of the greatest fighters to ever fight at that weight class, and he had a hard time. He looked good, but he didn't look great. He looked like the Manny Pacquiao of old. I just think that as seasoned and as young of a fighter as Clarissa Shields is, I wouldn't want to come back and fight her and get knocked out and tarnish your legacy. There's a potential chance of that. And but I agree that if she fought her in her weight class, she wouldn't stand a chance against Ali. I mean, I'm not weight class, but age. Her at the same age. If they were closer to the same age, it'd be all over for Shields. But there's no way, not at 47, man. It's just to me what they're doing is they're pulling the page out of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Yeah.
It's
I was
just
just
kind of
Mike
that.
Tyson fought about that age. Older, actually, wasn't he older?
Yeah, Mike Tyson
58, 58. Yeah, 58.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much money did you say is available here, though?
15 million. So this is the thing.
There you go.
So
That's
Layla's 24-0, 21 knockouts. She's freaking undefeated. But so is Clarissa Shields, 2-time Olympic gold as well. But her promoter, Dimitri Salita, stated that they have a real offer with venues, dates, and the funding. They've even been posting stuff on social media with her holding a $15 million check, saying they're just waiting to, and they've already addressed it and made it out to Layla. All she got to do is take the money and show up.
This is social media driven. This is how the sports, or at least the boxing, is going to start going because they understand what people want. This is not a purist type of fight. I mean, a purist, if they really saw this, it's like, why are you even doing this? This is not. I mean, you're your age. You're way past your prime. Why are you fighting this fight?
You sound like Jack, James.
Yeah, but they're saying that and this, and you're right though. She retired in 2007. Like Clarissa had to be like 8 years old. I mean, if that. I don't even remember, but I know it's a 20-year age difference for sure. But basically, if they do this, the venue is, she wants to be the GWOAT, not the GOAT, greatest woman of all time. So the GWOAT, the GWOAT, however they say it. But they're basically saying right now, this would create such a frenzy, more so than the Mike Tyson situation, because anybody, kind of like, I think Mac actually said this, anybody can put up a 40-second clip of them shadow boxing and look like they're really in shape. But then 40 seconds is nothing compared to 40 minutes of fighting. And that was so disappointing. I'm talking about by the time you guys settled, that fight was a wrap. Just like his stamina ran out. I don't know what Layla Ali has been doing since she retired, if she's still conditioning, things like that. Of course, she's a mom now. You just never know what she's done. But I'm rooting for Layla. As someone that's only a couple of years older than her, well, 3 years, I'm rooting for her because I want us to, they always say our 50s is not our grandparents' 50s. And it's really not. And this could be one of the situations that we see, as they say, belt to butt, but they say belt to something else. Yeah. And that's what we need. She needs to be taken to school.
50 is still not the new 40. And even if it is the new 40, 40 is still not good for boxing. It's still not good for boxing. That's not something. You lose a lot of steps. I agree with you that it is a little bit better for 50 now. You can take care of yourself. But to be prime, to move like you used to move, it's just not going to happen unless she has a DeLorean. I don't think she owns a DeLorean with the flux capacitor on it, where she can go back in time and get back to that 20-year-old Layla Ali and beat this girl's ass. It's not going to happen.
Speaking of BTA.
Yes, she gonna get her own BTA. Sorry, the time is. I don't want to stay too long, but don't do it, Layla. Please, if you out there, if you just happen to run across this message, please don't get out there unless you just want that bag. Take a couple of black eyes for 50 million, then fine, do that.
And I'm at 50 million, and I'm saying, Layla, lay her out, just like your name. Do it for your daddy, guys. It's been a great show. Of course, tomorrow morning is the debate show with be Trilla, Jack, and JTrain. Sunday morning is the Sunday morning sports show, and Sunday afternoon, Trilla, you got your show, 1A Cheek,
Yep.
3 Toes, the AFC, NFC South overview, and all that good stuff. But everybody, we appreciate the likes, loves. Thank you guys so much, and we out. Have a great weekend.
Work done, win a lose a man a winner, and that's for certain. Never take no program, cause me and me own dance. So me go and shut down. Tell them I'm a winner, yeah.